Well, it still could be Pylite Eye.
I mean, you could just run a support Nyx. That's
Radiant
been done before.
Yeah.
It was quite popular back in the days before he got this kind of off-lane hype. Now we're going to see Centaur.
Yeah, Centaur, another good lane punisher. I like that choice actually from Liquid because right now, like Luna maybe safe lane, maybe mid. I know they've done it before, Luna mid, but either way, you've seen at least a support. I really feel like the Nyx won't be off lane here. Okay. And if that's the case, like even if say the Batrider jungles, well, you have like maybe one support who can punish him right now, which would be the Dazzle. Like Dazzle Nyx together, I still think Centaur will still be able to get some out of his lane. Maybe not like a lot, but it shouldn't be too bad. And plus, right now, between Invoker and Visage, if the Invoker is going Exort, you need a hero who can actually help you initiate fights. So Stampede is actually very helpful in that regard. And plus, it's nice to be able to have Stampede in case somebody gets lassoed, because rather than like a Shadow Demon who disrupts the target that gets lassoed, you Stampede and just chase the Batrider, you know? You just try to kill him before he gets out with whoever he's lassoed, which can be really equally as effective. So
that's only helpful when Batrider doesn't have that Force Staff. I think once you get the Force Staff, then it's less effective.
Yeah, but you're 522 for 3 seconds, man. That's like...
I guess. I mean,
I think 3 seconds is actually more if you're haste speed to catch up to a Force Staff than just the Force Staff distance itself.
I'm actually not too impressed with the Centaur pick. Yesterday you were talking about how Stampede generally allows you to get away from a lot of supports because support nowadays don't actually have real stuns. But we're looking at here with Batrider and Nyx Assassin, 2 heroes that are going to have those stuns. I guess Nyx Assassin's not really reliable, so...
No, it can be reliable, like you're right, but here's my counterpoint to that, right? Say you're a Batrider right now. You have 2 targets potentially that you want to lasso. Like you want to lasso the Centaur to stop Stampede, and you want to lasso the Invoker.
Do they have enough damage to kill Centaur though?
I don't think that you want to lasso the Centaur. He's just so tanky. Invoker, I'm good with that choice.
But you you would only lasso the Centaur to stop a Stampede. That's the reason
prevent
why
it from using it. Okay.
Right. But you would lasso the Invoker because he's just a significant threat in general, like high damage, etc.
What happens if Rubik steals Batrider's ulti and Batrider already has someone in the lasso, and then you lasso Batrider and then you go off on a little choo-choo train?
Well, typically what happens is when you're a Batrider, you always Firefly first for vision, right? And then you blink in and you lasso. What you can actually do is like use Napalm, like the way that you're facing, just to make sure that he can't steal it. Like you lasso Napalm like right away, so he doesn't steal the spell.
It has a cast though, doesn't it?
Yeah, but there's still like a small like margin for error there where the Rubik can get lasso.
More commonly, Rubik...
Even just stealing Sticky is really annoying.
Yeah, Sticky is actually a really good spell to steal. But I think the Rubik is mostly picked to lift the Batrider up because it's an instant stun, which is... Sometimes you pick Sand King to do the same thing, but Rubik mostly does a better job.
Plus there's really good spells to steal in general. Like you can steal Grave, you can steal Nyx Stun.
Eclipse.
Yeah, Eclipse. Even just stealing like a nuke is really strong in this game. So I like the Rubik pick quite a bit. And between the 3 heroes that they have right now, like Centaur I think is undervalued as a damage dealer because he actually hurts himself when he deals his damage. But if you're able to just isolate one target and get a kill, like between Centaur and Visage, you have Soul Assumption, Double Edge, and Stomp. That's like a death right there. It's probably around 1,000 damage that you're going to be taking.
He also does less damage with no field. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, the synergy between Rubik and Centaur is pretty cool.
Yeah.
And you get a hood on top of that, then you got some massive magic resist. And he's got, what, like 3.8 strength gain or something like that?
It's insane, yeah.
He is power.
I kind of like the old Centaur. It was just so simple. It's like a...
Templar Assassin, so it is going to be a safe lane Luna.
Yeah. Now, Templar against, you were saying Exort Invoker?
It can be Quaswex or Exort. I would probably favor Exort, just because if you... Well, they both do okay.
I mean... Regardless,
Quaswex is harder, I think.
The babies get down her shield.
Yeah, Quaswex is harder, and it looks like just barely edging it out is the Invoker. So, I mean, it's a little bit surprising because if you go Quaswex, your base damage suffers significantly, which should mean that the TA gets more last hits early. But once you get EMP, the TA can like never use her abilities, right? Same thing with really an OD kind of. I love that pick. Actually. I think that's like crazy good.
Why do you think it's good here? I mean, we were talking about earlier yesterday in MMYM's game when they last picked a Slark and it didn't have any impact. Why is it good in this particular game instead? Because the person that you have to focus, you can actually negate all of their damage with your ulti, and because it's not an ability that's on like a 5.5 second cooldown and it's actually an ultimate, your ultimate actually completely counters his ultimate. Not your ulti is countered by Rocket Barrage, which is going to be up by the time your ulti is down anyway. You know, so you're actually negating a huge spell and maybe forcing Envy to use it in a bad situation, which he might just choose not to because he knows that that ulti will make it so, okay, I just can't hit him or do any damage to him. And just in the sense of having multiple targets to want to initiate on if you're Bat,
it's just a good choice because now it's like, okay, you want to go for Koikfa, you want to go for Demon,
10
and you want to go for
seconds
Volvo.
remaining.
Those are all targets that I think reliably could get lassoed in the point. So,
5 seconds remaining.
and having to deal with a Rubik on top of that, I actually think that Liquid's draft is just superior. And plus, Slark is good against TA in general.
Yeah.
Maybe not in lane, like in the beginning, but during the mid game, one Dark Pact eats a Refraction.
Yep.
Like instantly, isn't it?
Super annoying to deal with.
Refraction does have a very long cooldown as well.
Oh, and also remember that Slark is one of the few people in the game who can actually just tunnel vision an Nyx. Because you can just use Dark Pact, and if he carapaces, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah, the thing I'm concerned about this TA pick is what is it actually here to accomplish? The traps is not going to be too effective now the Stark's picked up, Stampede's available.
Well, they kind of
So-
needed damage, right? Like,
Well, I
look at
mean,
their
there's
lineup
other
until
mid
now.
hero that do damage.
Yeah, but is there any mid hero that's going to do damage, like physical damage, into the late game and be able to help push towers? I think that's the biggest concern that they had because Dazzle and Nyx, not really that high damage supports, at least during the beginning. There's some synergy between Meld and Weave, of course, which is going to help them be able to focus down targets a little bit easier. And minus armor is good against heroes that have like high base health gain, like Centaur. So I don't know. I think it's okay. I just think that it's going to be a hard game for Sing.
Will they try and do early Roche? Would you
Oh,
say
they
that
could.
once they get like if they get any sort of like advantage, if they win a team fight near Roche, I think they can take it really quickly.
That's
Yeah.
usually something that like you would do with a team that's dire.
Yeah.
You know, you take like a few fights because it's much more favorable for a team with their tier 1s up to be dire to do Roshan. So, I don't know, we'll see.
Yeah, actually quite interestingly, we've been seeing Envy going for this build quite often now. He starts with boots as well as a ring of protection. It seems like he's actually favoring this early game movement speed. Normally when we see him do this, one of his supports gives him a ward so he could actually go into the jungle and ward it very deep. But it looks like he doesn't have that. Meanwhile, Batrider is going to be fireflying to drop a particular ward. This ward is nice in the sense that it doesn't block any of the two camps, so you can't really scout it out by saying, oh, they blocked the camp, so there's a ward nearby. But it does actually provide a lot of coverage in terms of the gank path that the supports will likely to take to him as well as to the mid lane.
Yeah, good stuff. And it looks like Bulba is going to be going Exort. He started with an Ult
30
Talisman,
seconds
and
to
typically
battle.
Exort Invokers don't go phase, so usually just by seeing the starting items you can have a pretty good indicator of what they're going to be doing.
Most people go like brown boots into like 4-staff into travels, isn't that
Yeah.
what we've been seeing a lot?
Well, it depends on what style the Invoker's playing, right? Like yesterday we saw Ryze who went for Mech, which I still think is good. Like I don't think there's anything wrong with that build, because if you have such a low level of Invoke, you don't have to worry about the mana cost really of using the Mech, so that's fine. But depending on if you're going like a 4/4 max
The
Exort
battle
Invoker, which would use a
begins.
lot more spells, you probably wouldn't go Mech. So if he's going Forge Spirits first, I'm guessing it might be something similar, but we'll see.
Yep. One thing key to point out is that the Dire team actually saw the Observer Ward being placed on the bottom lane with their own Observer Ward, and you can see that Demon's already got one sentry, so they're looking to de-ward that quite early and get that advantage in the lane. And there is
What a
actually no river vision for Team C9, so that ward control is going to be, or the ring control is going to be a little bit difficult for Sing Sing in the mid lane.
Yeah, this is one of those situations where you're like, you hope that your supports just go bottom for you, like every single rune, because that's what he's going to need. Otherwise, it's going to be, you're basically trying to rune against 3 people, which is not
And
really
a
that
Forge
fun.
Spirit as well.
Yeah. Force Spirit, good checkers. But Sing Sing is actually dominating this mid lane, for now at least, as he's
The
supposed
first
to.
creep wave.
He's 2-1, he's just
Hey, man.
dominating it.
You look, refraction. Didn't work. 3-1 now,
Fraction's
boys.
a good spell. The problem is, though, it's going to get harder for him. Like, the more levels, usually the TA is the one who's going to outscale, but when you have Forge Spirits, if they just come, like a support drops a sentry in the lane, Sing's going to have such a hard time, because you can't meld anymore to stop, like, Cold Snap from
Yeah.
being massively annoying to you, and you're just going to take way too much harass damage. And Exort Invoker actually is crazy hard to beat in lane.
We'll see if Sing Sing's going to be able to do it. I played this matchup actually 2 times in a row in my pub games yesterday. It seemed to be actually pretty good
As
as a Templar.
Demon doesn't have boots, has a stout shield, might have to stop for these last 2 auto attacks. No, but they're right next to each other.
Boots first, guys.
Yeah, boots
Luna.
first.
380 movement speed.
It kind of
Pretty
makes
scary.
sense though, because Luna's a hero who gains significant base damage from just 1 point, which you're always going to get at level 1, like in
Yeah.
any circumstance.
Yep.
So typically you buy the stats and the regen to make your laning phase a little bit easier, but she doesn't need stats and regen if she moves faster and she has the base damage to start with.
it's
Yeah.
all about the amount of auto attacks you can get out. Like, there's no point having 1,000,000 damage if you can't
Yeah.
actually click.
Indeed. And plus he got the first blood, so he's already got 1,000 gold. I'm thinking he's going Midas.
Yeah, it's not Envy if he's not going Midas. Looks like there is smoke and going onto the mid lane. Very zone back is Boba. And, well, these guys are revealed under the tower. They do know exactly where he is. Are they going to strike right now? I
Man,
think they're going to try to push the lane
He
again.
is so dead if he goes to this creep wave. Yep, he's dead.
Well, you know, with the
No, he's dead. Like-
is it going to miss? Is it going to miss? No, it's not going to miss.
Yeah, there's no way he lives through that.
Oh, it's too early kill here going for C9. Can't even say server advantage.
No, definitely not. And it looks like TC is actually going to be in a little bit of trouble here too. Bone7 just casually in the woods.
Uh-oh.
He's going to be giving him the rundown.
I don't know, man. That Napalm 3-stack already, and TC is going to just take
Radiant's
a
top
bunch of
tower
damage.
is under
They just
attack.
need 2 more
I
right
think
click.
it's okay.
Grave chill, yeah, that's going to force out. Well, actually, he's out of tankle. So you think he's just going to just suicide and go back? I know he's going to tankle up and just stay here.
I think he would go back at this point. Like, staying that low health. Maybe he knows that Bone7's out of mana now, and maybe he feels just safe in general.
Perhaps, yeah.
It's definitely not a good early game, though, for Liquid. Like, the matchup mid, it wasn't going, like, in Bulba's favor to begin with, and now he died once, which means that it's going to be way, way harder.
Oh,
And Demon's
wow.
going to get spotted out here bottom, yeah. I don't think they can kill him, though. Look at them jukes.
Oh, stomp. We're going to hit AI a couple times. AI might actually drop low enough. No. Demon has enough go for boots of speed. I'm surprised that he actually hasn't waddle over to the side shot, but it's so important for him to get the extra MS to survive. Yeah, he does now.
How was
Radiant's bottom tower
You
is
all-
under attack.
Ready to rock?
it? A grand now?
It's all grand,
It's
boy.
grand. I'm getting there. I'll get it eventually.
Oh, yeah.
I'll just say it once, just like nonchalant, and you'll be like, holy, he did it.
It works. It works.
He's finally Irish. Oh, cancel stomp. Man, Luna's base move speed is so fast.
Yeah, Luna's actually sitting at 1700 gold, 1800.
He's gonna go Midas.
He
like,
hasn't purchased it. I
there's
guess
no
he's just
reason
gonna
to
buy
not
the
buy
full-
Midas if you're in his position.
Yeah.
Radiant.
I'm surprised that he's just like, yeah, I'm sitting at 170 HP. There's a Sunstrike Invoker on the map. It's like, whatevs.
And he's got Sunstrike invoked as well. I think he needs level 3 though to kill. Actually, it might not even do enough damage at level 3 Exort.
Sing Sing's got that haste rune. It's gonna go back mid and dominate. I mean, if a double edge comes, like a Sunstrike will kill followed.
Yeah, but there's no way Centaur is gonna get in range to use an ability on him.
Oh, here it comes. We're gonna see Impale missing on the back line here. Pilot die, whiffing that one a little bit.
63 mana drain as well. It's so little. It's 230.
Didn't we talk about like the Nyx and Centaur problem when your abilities are so telegraphed that it's very difficult to hit a Nyx with it because you can just carapace them because they're so slow?
Yeah.
We talked about it, I think, like 2 weeks ago or something.
Yeah. Like if you just double edge a carapace, you are the saddest Centaur in the world.
And it actually happened in the game when we
Yeah, and he instantly died.
Yeah.
He went from like 100 to like 20%.
MV2K Ghost still has not purchased the Midas. Courier's sitting in base. I'm very concerned, guys.
Dude, poor Sam. He is just getting camped so hard mid.
But he got an
He's
item.
got 12 creep
No,
kills,
he's
man.
gonna be fine. He's working back to the tower, yeah.
Yeah,
Radiant's
but the thing
top
is,
tower
they're not doing
under
enough in the other
attack.
lanes to warrant how badly mid is
Radiant
losing for them right
That
now.
is true.
Are
Like
fortified.
Envy's actually winning that lane.
Yeah, like
Dire's
Envy
middle
has the
tower
same
is
CS
under
as the
attack.
Slark, so unless the Slark and supports do some serious work during the mid game, Sam's going to be a non-factor. Like, he's not going to be able to recover.
Envy buys a Mask of Death, guys.
Yeah,
Wait.
but why did he wait so long
Dire's
to buy?
middle
Maybe he was
tower
thinking
is
about
under
items and he was
attack.
like, should I buy this, should I buy this? And discussing it with his team maybe?
Oh, they want to try that both
Envy, it looks like the Stomp's gonna miss, and now I think Demon's a little bit
Oh,
trouble.
nice.
Impale's gonna
he's
hit.
fine.
No beams. I think he's gonna try to drive him out and then use Eclipse of Demon jukes back into it. Eclipse is gonna miss.
No, it
Yeah, the
hits.
mana burn. Oh, yeah, it hits the 2 beams. But
Oh, it hit 3, actually.
Did it?
It hit, yeah, it hit all beams, but he doesn't have enough damage because it's only level 4 or level 3 Lucent Beam.
Oh, that's sad.
It's always hilarious when
Dire's
someone
middle
picks
tower
Eclipse
is
in
under
that
attack.
ability draft and they don't get Lucent Beam. They're always such a sad panda.
I'm surprised that he actually didn't upgrade for his treads. Like if he had treads,
Yeah, yeah.
would have got the kill.
Well,
He had to go for treads too.
Man, this middle lane is just so unbelievably broken right now.
So
in
mid
favor
is
of
completely
Cloud9.
lost.
Yeah, and bottom is not really doing that well either.
Right, so it seems like whenever there's a Slark pick, that's very a common occurrence. Like Slark is just against the world in terms of what he needs to carry his team back. And I just don't think Slark is that type of hero.
so
Dire's middle
Invoker's level
tower
5.
is under
It looks like
attack.
they're gonna dive one
And
more time on the
TA
bot lane.
is level
Demon
7.
getting caught out again. The beam's gonna ensure that the Impale hits. That's yet another kill. This time going to Pylai Die. The tier 1 tower
Dire's bottom
is gonna
tower
be going
is
down
under
as well because
attack.
there's 1 point in terms of delay. Taking a level 7 at that.
Yeah, I think it's just because he knows he can play it greedy. And now that I think about it, it's like Okay, we were talking about how hard Centaur is to deal with because he's very hard to zone out with the supports, but the Nyx and the Dazzle actually do enough to keep him away. And if you're a carry like who can just sit in the lane and hold it in one place forever because of Aura, like you can deny creep so fast with Luna Aura and keep it in place, or decide to push. Like the option's pretty much yours, right?
Right.
So you actually benefit more from having a really greedy
Dire's
carry
middle
in this
tower
position
is under
because the
attack.
mid lane can't do anything on the other team. So Envy can play this as greedy as he wants. And because of that, I think Liquid are already in like a really bad spot.
Talking about the green, he actually learned a level of Moonglaive instead of maxing out Lucent Beam.
Yeah, he did that because he was
Dire's
next to the
bottom
tower, so you
tower
might
is
as well
under
get a little bit of
attack.
hits in. And yeah,
Dire's
like you said,
structures
Demon's going to have a very, very
fortified.
tough time. It helps that this lane actually got first blood on Demon, so that's why they were able to kind of snowball their advantage in that lane. And if he comes back, yeah, it's going to come in and give him a little bit of poison touch. Yeah, this tier 1 tower is going to be going down soon.
Yeah, I think the
Dire's
supports of
bottom
Liquid are a
tower
little
is
bit
under
too
attack.
greedy. Like Visage kind of needs another hero who can do damage for the gank to really be like worth rotating for. You know what I mean? Like having
Dire's
Lena or
bottom
something, or
tower
just anyone
has
with an
fallen.
opening stun, and
They're
actually
waiting in
Demon.
mid
Yeah. Well, TC's here. He gets the lift off. Stomp's gonna be there as well. Sunstrike off the mark. A little bit of miscommunication there. The telekinesis actually moved him out of it. Maybe he just didn't say that he was moving him to the left, but still no kill on the board yet for Team Liquid. And I just feel as though if the lanes are stationary, Cloud9 always benefits more because Liquid have picked a lineup where the Slark has to make plays, right?
Yeah, it's the gank.
Like we talked about that in the beginning. It's like I like the pick because the hero is actually good against the heroes that Cloud9 have, but the rest of the team is doing so poorly that they need him now. Like they can't let him farm, you know?
We saw Liquid play Slark about 2 weeks ago, and they had
Yes.
TC on it, and it went similar. Like they.
He got a Shadow Blade, and
Yeah.
I think Andy was not a big fan of it.
So what items do you think he should go for in this game?
Well, if he's Slark and he wants to be able to go into the fights right now, he kind of needs a BKB. It's necessitated by the fact that his team is already so far behind.
Now, is that a game-winning BKB or a game-losing BKB? Like the
Well,
fact
Slark does a reasonable amount of damage just because of his abilities, right? But if he doesn't have a BKB and he tries to go in, then just like taking residual damage from things like Firefly or getting Impale Stun or something like that while he's in his ulti can be the difference between living and dying. And Demon, speaking of dying, he's dead again.
well, they're going to Sunstrike Polydie. It gets reflected, so
Oh,
sadness
no.
on mid lane for Boba.
Oh, he's only level 7, man. He's
Yeah.
got 26 creep kills.
I mean, if you look at Sing Sing, he's got a Hand of Midas, and this is going to be his second use, coming up into about 30 seconds. Yeah, Cloud9 is just wrecking in at least a 2 mid lane. How is our Bat Rider doing? Well, he's got, close to Blink Dagger goals, so I think C9 is just running away with this game.
It's
Well,
just-
it's all on Quickfoot though, isn't it? Like it's like
Yeah.
the whole game.
I mean, let's say Koifa comes out and he gets a couple kills, which is, kind of already on a very positive note for Liquid. I just think that the item and level advantage that Cloud9 already has is just too much for Slark to deal with. I'm not saying it's GG yet, but it's just a very, very uphill battle. And unlike yesterday, where remember it was G's Invoker mid lane for that one game that VP played, yeah, he tanked a lot of ganks, but he had Midas, he had bots, like he was doing stuff. And I think, Boba is just very, very far away from that kind of itemization as well.
He went Mask of Madness on Luna against like Centaur and Slark. It's ballsy.
It is, but it also helps you farm like ridiculously fast. You can eat the entire
Mask of
jungle
Madness Quelling Blade.
with a mask of with a mask of madness. You can kill the jungle like so fast.
Twilight
Oh, kill on board.
All right.
Twilight died.
Gotta start
Finally.
somewhere. Way too and TC needs 6. So bad. Like Demon just got 6, he uses Stampede there, but the difference in the supports of Cloud9 and Liquid is that the supports in Cloud9 actually function before level 6. Like they can actually do stuff, whereas Liquid they can't really. I mean, who are they going to gank for? They're going to go on a TA mid. I mean, that's like an impossible gank unless they have like double forged spirits already. Obviously, they don't because he's not even high enough level to have.
Nearly. One more level.
Yeah, he needs level 9, but that's what I'm saying. Because the mid did so bad, it's like not
Dire's
worth
middle
rotating for
tower
him
is under
because he
attack.
can't contribute enough on his own to even get a kill on the TA at that point in the game. So the middle lane got so demolished that Sing is 3 levels higher than him at 11 minutes in.
Yep. It was, what, 2 or 3 ganks that happened in a mid lane? 2, right? Like, that went successful
He's
for them?
600 gold away from.
No, it was just 1. He only died once. But the thing is, he was already losing the lane. And if you get more behind against a TA and you don't have any points into Wex, like, you can't even make them buy dust for you. They just walk into the tower and kill you, you know?
They also were hiding in the bushes beside the tower, just like even pressuring him. And he was at his tier 2 tower and couldn't even come to creep out.
Yeah, I mean, those situations, though, like, you can't let yourself get that low in the first place. Because if you're sitting at like 30% life, the TA could have just solo
Dyer's
dived him, I
top
think.
tower
I
is
like
under
that.
attack.
Invis up into the enemy jungle. Sees Boba. All they need is +1. I think actually Paladin might do enough to actually get the kill himself. He's waiting.
Batrider's there.
Yep, here comes the Impale. It's going to land. The Monoburn is going to do a ton of damage to Napalm just to stack it up. Do they have Flame Break is a question.
Oh.
Flame Break and the Stampede gets him out of there. Just barely alive, but that's fine. Yeah, I don't
Dyer's
think
middle
Cloud9
tower
needs
is
that.
under attack.
Poor Bulba's probably saying, like, I'm so close to Midas. Please don't let it. Please don't let me die.
Yeah, that recovery Midas, guys.
The sad part is he actually needs the Midas.
Yeah, definitely. Invoker's one of the most level-dependent heroes in the
If
game.
you can't
Radiant's
catch up in levels,
bottom
yeah, he's
tower
just going
is
to
under
be
attack.
super sad.
Throwing these, like, half-arse meatballs. No one likes half-arse meatballs.
It's true, man.
Dyer's middle tower is under attack.
Go full meatball.
My biggest concern right now is, like, Quickfist first item is going to be very indicative of how the mid game is going to go for them.
Shadow
There you go,
Blade.
Shadow Blade.
Yep.
Okay, so he's favoring the damage and maybe making the supports invest a little bit into making sure that they can actually kill him.
Attack speed, though.
It is. No, I mean, it's attack speed and damage, which is good. Like, I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying that it's a risky choice that I think he had to make because maybe he feels going BKB just doesn't give him enough killing potential. And maybe he just doesn't want to fight with the team as much as he wants to
Dyer's
create
bottom
space for the
tower
team.
is under attack.
Just so, like, Bulba can recover, Way2 can finally hit 6, TC can hit 6.
I think Cloud9's a good team to do that against as well because they're going for this kind of greedy farming build and their supports are kind of off on their own. Like, if you look at the map, everyone's kind of
Doing their own thing.
Yeah, doing their own thing.
And
yeah.
everybody's really farmed. But Koifa, with that first Shadow Blade, he's going to go into the jungle. He sees Envy. Envy's going to get pounced up. No, he
I
goes
think
back
he
up.
wanted to right click first and then pounce.
Yeah, and I think it was actually spotted. So immediate reaction coming from Cloud9. TP in for Paladin. Smokes up, and he's going to Vendetta. Nope. They need some vision actually to protect the jungle because especially when you have Envy who buys his Mask of Madness mostly for jungle farming.
Dyer's top
to speed up
tower
jungle
is
farming.
under attack.
Activating it, hitting a Centaur camp or something, and then have a pounce is a really dangerous proposition.
I feel for Bulba here.
They see an alley on the side, so
Dyer's
they
middle
also have
tower
Stampede
is
up
under
and they
attack.
available. Looks like they're gonna chase with the Stampede, trying to get the lip up. They find Aoi. Aoi's gonna have a trap under him. Grave immediately, so he should be fine for now.
Dyer's top tower is under
Yep,
attack.
still alive. The birds are giving him chase, but Mew on the back line is gonna be big eclipse. Getting one kill. Boba now slowed up. And that should be it. Looks like he's gonna just run out of there. Sunstrike, was it being invoked?
Dyer's
Not sure.
top tower
Another
is under
miscommunication
attack.
with the Centaur and the lip.
Yeah, he missed his stomp.
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
he would have died before
Radiant's
Grave there
bottom
if the stomp
tower
landed.
is under
He's a
attack.
stand-in, so it's kind of understandable.
Dyer's
Well, I mean,
middle
the
tower
telekinesis
has
should have just,
fallen.
like, brought him back.
Yeah.
Like, that was one where he was expecting a Sunstrike, so he didn't move him.
Yeah, it was probably earlier they were shouting at him like,
Yeah,
Dyer's top tower is under attack.
it happens, man. Sunstrike's tough.
Tier 1 pressure on the top lane as well, as Batrider is just moving past the tower, dragging away. That Tier 1 tower is going to go down as well. Cloud9 just working with a very healthy 10,000 goal lead. We're
At 15 minutes.
Yeah.
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 I mean, a lot of people, I'm sure, like they
Dyer's
go back
top
this game
tower
and they
is
look at
under
it and he's like,
attack.
what the hell is that Mask of Madness about? Which, definitely talked to him about that item before. He just think it's like a mini Midas of sort. It just allows you to farm
Increases
much
farm.
faster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you run fast, so you get the
Dyer's
camps
top
quicker as well.
tower has fallen.
There's a whole argument. It's like, oh, but you die much quicker if you have Mask of Madness on. But that's just predicate on you making a mistake. So if you play it correctly,
And your positioning
you just
is-
don't need to
yeah.
activate it when you're being jumped on.
Yeah, high risk, high reward item, basically.
Yeah.
Is what it could be construed as. And I think because of the situation that he's in, like, because of the start that he's had, he can get away with being this greedy because Sing, even though he also went Midas, TA is a hero who is very hard to punish unless the Slark or the Visage are nearby, right?
Yep.
Because they need that, like, instant
birdies.
damage output. They
Yeah.
need something to eat through the refraction. And if he wants, he could probably just go BKB after that.
Dude,
after
the
fight.
birds, when they've no damage, have enough to kill, like, to take off the charges.
When they actually don't have anything left, I
Yeah.
think refraction is 5 damage.
Yes, and the birds at lowest do 10
10,
damage.
Yeah.
So
So yeah, you should be able to eat it.
you were talking about the importance of Visage not only getting level 6, but I think hitting level 11 is a big point. Something that AI 2000 talk about a lot is that if you don't hit 11 with Visage birds, they actually don't do damage. It's just, it's nice for that first initial couple of barrage, but you're not going to kill any heroes with it. So it's important for the Visage to hit level 11, and he's not close.
Sing Sing and the Luna have more farm than the entirety of Liquid.
Did you just add that up?
Yeah, man.
Math, man.
Did the math. Can't count kittens?
It's pretty close, actually.
Way too? He just grave chill the illusion
Oh, it's fine.
that he knew was illusion.
So he gets movement speed.
Radiant's bottom tower
Alright,
is
Stampy's
under
gonna come
attack.
through. It looks like they're doing a ton of damage. Impale's gonna hit on like 3 units, so the Flame Break's gonna push Demon Dodo back. Demon Dodo burning it up under the fire. He's still gonna be alive. Blink Dagger being disabled on Sing Sing, still alive. Blink forward by Bone 7. Style Shield proc, still alive. Is Bone 7 gonna go for it? No, they want the Rubik instead. Meanwhile, Liquid Way 2, not sure exactly where they wanna go. Flame Break's gonna get the kill. Way 2's gonna go down to a Blink
Know the mysteries.
Mail Strike by Sing
Dire's
Sing.
top tower
And
is under attack.
that is a 4-man wipe.
They tried to take to the bushes, didn't really pan out.
The words of Benedict. Stay in the trees, man.
Maybe Quick can find a kill here. Oh, yeah, that's a dead one. 100% dead. Yeah, he's fine.
Dire's
dead.
bottom
I mean,
tower
not
is
fine.
under attack.
I meant to say dead.
It's like when you're talking to your wounded soldier on the battlefield.
Yeah.
You're fine. You're gonna pull through. Yeah, he's completely fucked, but you're telling him he's gonna live. Like,
He's like, Captain, I can't feel my legs. They're like not even there. He's like, don't worry about it,
Over
man.
the other side of the battlefield.
Dire's bottom tower
You got like your
has
triage,
fallen.
and one of the guys like has the leg in his hand. He's like, I found it. It's like, all right, it's not good anymore. Yeah,
You never tell him that.
this game's gotten a little out of hand. I think it's fair to say.
Yeah.
And a lot of it was on mid, man. Like, Bulba was kind of losing mid anyway, like in the first couple of levels. Because Refraction actually gives you a ton of damage. And it's not until like you get to, I guess, level 8 and 9 when you really start coming into your own as Exo Invoker, because you get double forward spirits. But he never even got that far.
Well,
Like, he got ganked, and then once he gets ganked, he's like, okay, I can't do anything.
the thing is, the gank came because Demon gave first blood on the bot lane. Like, the 2 support immediately said, alright, he's dead, we're gonna smoke to mid because there's nobody here, and then we're just gonna kill.
They did really well on Ewi and Pilo Dai.
Yeah.
Rotated really well in the
So I think in that, like, 1 minute where they got the first blood bot and then was able to successfully pull off the mid gank, that's kind of where the early game advantage really cemented for Cloud9.
If you're Sing Sing here, you gotta BKB and say, let's end this game. Is that the...
He could just be going Manta,
Yeah,
which I think
Manta's
is fine. I mean, it's nice to be able to Manta like Grave Chill and stuff like that. And I don't think it actually removes Cold Snap, but it just makes it so maybe you don't get hit like as much.
Yeah, you get more stats, you know? It's
Yeah.
just good stuff, pushing that tier 2 down. a
He
little
could
bit
just
quicker.
go like casual Yasha too. I've seen a lot of TAs do that.
Sanjin Yasha is not that bad on him.
Actually, I think with the Manta, you're just unkillable compared to a Slark. Or when Slark jumps on you, you just Manta, Mel Strike, hit him back, and suddenly the Slark's the one that has to run. Like, I just don't think that he could handle with that kind of damage output.
Yeah, maybe not considering
Dire's
like,
middle
how far
tower
ahead he
is
is.
under
in
attack.
Not creeps, but
Force
just,
staff to way 2, but
Radiant's
so-
top tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower has
so what do you
fallen.
do if you're Liquid here?
pray that you can defend your high ground, I guess, because that's about the last thing they're gonna
Dire's
have
middle
in
tower
about 2
has
minutes.
fallen.
I mean, Centaur got a
Radiant's
blink,
bottom
but
tower
Alright,
is
that's a
under
start.
attack.
Yeah.
That's what you need. You need the Centaur to go huge. Do you try and hide it in this case? I would have
Oh,
tried.
here we go. It's going to be Blink Initiation on bot lane. Double Strike is going to be there as well. Stampede's going to get him low enough, but it looks like he could activate his Mask of Madness if he wants to actually run out of there. Demon is looking for some. The Urn's going to come through. Demon's just juking into trees. He could blink
Yeah,
back
he can
out
go
with
for it.
Double
He
Edge,
can
but
go
you can
for
see Envy's just getting a lot more HP back. He knows AEI is nearby with the Grave as well. So TP's back home. That was the first initial use of Blink Dagger. Meanwhile, the Bat Rider in the enemy jungle, he sees TC. TC, does he see the fire?
he's out of there, man.
Yeah. What was that initial gank though, right? Didn't do anything.
Well, it almost did. I think maybe, like, if he had Mask of Madness on, he would have died.
Yep.
But he actually didn't for once, which is weird because he's been using it like on cooldown.
Yeah, every
Right?
You only use it in the jungle though. You don't use it in lane, man.
He can use it in lane
that's
to push it
dangerous.
faster.
He was using it in lane earlier.
Yeah.
Risky play,
All right,
guys.
so Quick has got SNY Shadow Blade. And they're DC.
One little Rubik.
That would have been a super sad Rubik. That Eclipse actually went off.
Yeah, MB also has a BKB now. Finally, the one game that he does get one.
Yeah, it usually goes like Mjolnir or something.
Well, it makes it so you can just like BKB Mask of Madness, hit the tower, right?
Yeah, not worry about it.
Yeah. And once the tower dies, and you're doing that much damage, and you have
Oh no,
glaives.
Boba. Boba.
Oh, he dead.
Oh,
nice.
Force Staff getting away. Just got delivered. Midas on cooldown 9 seconds. Yep, living a dream, guys.
Effective.
If you Mask of Madness before you BKB, it dispels it, doesn't it? Am I correct?
It used to be that way. I don't think it does now.
I don't think it does.
There's
Yeah.
one, like it's the same with Alacrity with Invoker. There's one way of using it. Where?
I don't believe so.
You can't alacrity yourself though when you're BKB'd because you're BKB'd.
Yeah, exactly.
But you can alacrity and then BKB.
And it stays on you?
Yeah, because
Okay.
it's. I don't think it's like empower. I
Dyer's
don't
top
think it's like
tower
bloodlust.
is under attack.
Or no, bloodlust stays on too.
And tether stays.
Yeah. So I think you can. Yeah, I think you can Mask of Madness BKB. Or maybe you can't. I don't remember, man.
I'm pretty sure you can BKB then Mask of Madness.
I do think
Dyer's
you still
top
take more
tower
No,
damage.
yeah,
has
you can
fallen.
definitely BKB and then Mask.
Yeah.
Like 100%.
Don't you
because-
still take more damage?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Like the effect still applies. You're just immune to CC, which is
Right,
the
right.
biggest concern when you have a Mask of Madness on is getting stunned. Then just disappear.
Or double-edged.
No, not the face. Looks like they're gonna try to set up a gank or a bait perhaps with Envy in the front line. He's like, yeah guys, just chilling. Baiting him away. He's not very chilling. That's he's just gonna go for it. But looks like they're gonna get baited. They're gonna have to burst him. Oh, wow. He just melted, but way too. On the back line with Sing Sing. Sing Sing with the haste ring. Is he gonna go back in? Now with the Bad Rider on the right side. They're gonna try. Trap is gonna slow. No, they're not gonna find anything.
It's a birdies.
I'm out of here. Spalloni. That's it.
So in that particular engagement, you saw how
Squishy
bad
he is.
Mask of Madness can be if you activate it in the wrong time.
I actually never really buy that item because I always screw up when to use it. Like, it's the one item that I'm like... You know, people buy it on Sven, on Faceless Void sometimes. But
But
I,
Void's kind of different because Void can.
He has
he's,
protection,
He's the
can-
Time Lord.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, isn't Mask of Madness literally the most cost-effective item in terms
For
of
damage.
damage and gold?
you've
Yeah.
said that Desolator was the most cost-effective.
No, it's a cost-effective item, but it's not the most.
The most one.
cost-effective.
One of the most ones.
Because Mask of Madness is 100% attack speed for 1900 gold. Yep.
Yeah.
That's 2 hyperstones of attack speed, man.
But it is called Mask of Madness.
Yeah.
It's not called, like,
You'd
Mask
have to
of
be mad to buy
Reasonableness.
it.
Reasonableness. Speaking of Mask of Madness, Bone 7 has one as well. Look, Mask of Madness is just a king of jungling item, right? Like, you just... worry about it, man. Hit the jungle, get farm, get rich.
Get
or die
money.
trying.
Get money, get couriers.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Is that the same?
I guess. I don't know. I'm no expert on it, but I mean, the longer the game goes on, I really don't think that Cloud9 are going to feel too much concern about it because they have a Luna and a TA. But I think Liquid are being given a little bit more room than I was expecting, given how bad the early game went for them. You know what I mean? Like,
I'm surprised there has not been a Roshan attempt yet, given the fact that they have BKB on Luna as well as Maelstrike and Trap Control.
well, now that they have a Deso, they might just go for it.
Yeah. Looks like we're going to see yet another gank on the top lane. It's going to be on Koifa this time. He's a tough one to kill, so...
Yeah.
He's an elusive bastard.
The thing with Slark is that if you just hit Dark Pact when you get Vendetted, it's like impossible to follow up stun him.
Yeah.
Because he'll just dispel the Impale. Or
You
whatever.
have to stun straight away from there.
Looks like
It's
Mask
actually
of
fighting Luna.
Yep, but they're gonna BKB not being activated. Mask of Madness forcing him away, but not gonna be enough.
Was Quakefa like looking for somebody else? Like, did he think there was somebody else there? Because he just like ran past and sat
It
in the
was
woods.
really strange.
It's fine because they ended up killing the Luna, but still.
They've been using Luna to actually set up the bait twice now. One on the bot lane, one
And
on top.
they failed both
yeah.
times.
I mean, he's so squishy. He just dies.
Yeah.
Maybe he can't set up a bait with a hero that has like 1300 HP.
Hey man, if they keep killing him like that and Quakefa starts to get out of control, like Slark is one of those heroes that against a team like Cloud9 can be very tough to deal with.
I mean, there is a grave at the end of the day, so that's
Yeah,
something to be
but-
concerned about. Bat Rider is also insanely farmed.
The strength of Cloud9 right now is the fact that, you know, you Eclipse, you go in with Lasso, and you fight around that, you know?
Yeah.
Slark's strength is that he can go in and out of the fight, like as many times as he needs to make sure that they win
But
the
if
fight.
it goes late game, I think Bat Rider is like one of the best heroes to have on your team. Because when it's like, you know, 50, 40 minutes into a game, when you get that one pick, it changes the entire game. And Bat Rider is like
Yeah.
amazing at that.
It can be, but good luck getting a Slark, you know? Like, that's the one hero, maybe outside of the Invoker, that you really want to get. And if he sees you blink in, back, man.
Yeah.
Just hit Q, and you win the game.
Wait, so are you saying that if you could Dark Pack the Flaming Lasso?
Yeah.
Holy.
Yeah. It's not great, man. It's like crazy hard to kill that hero.
Yep.
Well, you can just click him though. If you can click him.
Yeah, if
You
you
will
right click him, that's like his biggest
Roshan
weakness
has
actually. Because
fallen
people who
to the
out right click him
Radiant.
like Ursa
Radiant's
decimates
bottom
Slark.
tower
Templar
is under
Assassin as well.
attack.
Yeah, Templar Assassin is pretty
Radiant
good. But they're kind of good
structures
against
are
each other,
fortified.
you know?
Yeah.
Like Slark is good against TA and TA is good against Slark.
All right, well, we have Luna getting the Aegis,
Illusion.
going for what seems to be a butterfly.
Like getting the Talisman Evasion first as well. I think it's like
Well, when you're saving for buyback, it's a good choice.
Yeah, but I think it's one of the better items out of the... Like, you buy the butterfly for the attack speed and damage, yeah, sure. But the evasion is like what I like the most about it, especially against the Slack.
By the way, this is like, there's 4 deaths, right?
Yep.
He has 3 of them.
Yeah.
Half-Life 3 confirmed.
But he also has 3 of the kills.
Yeah.
3 of the 10 kills.
Just...
That's only 30% as opposed to 75% death.
That's true. That's true. Still farming very well. Sing actually has more CS than him. Like 224 CS on a TA at 27 minutes is pretty bonkers, to be honest.
Yeah, and he doesn't actually have a Mask of Madness. Actually, I think Desolator is the thing that allows you to farm much
Burst
quicker.
down.
Once
Did
you
he
have
get both of
Desolator,
them?
yeah, I think Envy may have got one. Once you have Desolator on the TA, you could see the crew wave running at you, and by the time they like not line anymore, they're dead.
Yeah.
So that's why Desolator is actually one of the better items on TA.
Because you can just farm that straight line, man.
Yeah.
Work them angles.
I wonder if they can actually go high ground here.
Looks like they're trying to. I mean, they have Aegis. Might as well give it a
Does
go.
he just Mask of Madness instead of
And
flick
he's
it?
like, I'll be the
Dire's middle
sacrificial
tower
lamb,
is
guys.
under
He's got,
attack.
yeah, he's got Aegis.
Wait for that weave to kick on.
Koikfa's like sitting in the back. He's like, it's going to be my time soon. Just you wait. I'm going to see my opportunity.
I mean, there's no vision here for Cloud9 because every time that there is wards, it got rewarded by the Slug passive Shadow Dance. So, here you go,
I've
guys.
seen your Shadow Dancing.
Well, they haven't used Glyph yet, so they're going to have to commit sooner or later, though. Looks like Demon's going outside of the base as well. No vision. He could possibly go in for a double stomp here. Bone 7's going to get spotted out. The Sentinel with Stampede actually stops him for the time being, but nope, he gets stunned out, and Demon actually ends up going down. Bird Stun's going to stop the advance, and Demon kind of just feeds.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't good when you run through the fire, so he had no Blink Dagger. I think he was aiming for Envy.
Well, the Stampede actually clipped Bone 7, but he forced Saft away.
Yeah.
Dire's middle tower
well,
is under
he's
attack.
Just like, it's so easy for teams.
That's
Dire's
probably
structures
GG, to be
are
honest.
fortified.
I mean, once this tower goes down, yeah, with the racks exposed, it's not gonna look good.
Well, with no Glyph and 2 people dead, you're just not
Dire's
defending
middle
it. Like,
tower has
I
fallen.
mean, the bounces, here we
I
go.
think they coordinated that pretty poorly, though. Like, Koikfa should have been with Demon, you know? Like, because he got stunned and basically insta-killed, which means that they dumped, like, quite a bit into him, right? So that means the Slug can easily just go ham in that situation,
Dire's
right?
middle barracks are under
I mean,
attack.
the team coordination just from
Dire's
the
middle
games we saw
barracks
earlier,
has
remember
fallen.
lifting away from
What was
the
that, Blink? Demon? Hello? I'm lost. Maybe they should have used sneaking, guys.
Cold as ice.
Alright, well, there's your GG.
Look, I'm just saying MYM has a chance against this Liquid.
Okay, I didn't believe you before. I believe you now.
Radiant victory.
Fair enough.
I didn't know how bad it was. I mean, let's be honest. Liquid did not look to be in
It
normal
was the
form.
first game of the day. They're probably
mean-
only up out of bed.
Given their
I'm
draft,
just gonna say it's a downgrade from Fluff to Demon.
But it's also they're playing different positions. So it's not so much...
only 2 people are playing different positions.
Which is...